Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 15 of the Fit in 10 Challenge, and my apologies for being late on this one. However, I know a lot of you don't even watch these videos at least till a few days afterwards, which, by the way, I'm going to encourage you, if you have questions and you want to know the answer, make sure you watch all the videos, because I am getting a lot of questions from you guys, and of course I've already answered the question, or I've mentioned it through my comments, like the fact that you're not getting your macros till this weekend, which they'll come tomorrow. I had several people asking me during the week how come they didn't get their macros, and of course I did mention it in my video about a week ago. Okay, so watch all the videos. Don't forget to watch the videos. I try to make them short. I know that a lot of them are approaching 10 minutes, but there's lots of answers to your questions. Okay? All right, let's get into some questions right away. Question, I'm going to start from the earliest question that came into me. Okay. Make a better effort at communicating with coaches to ask for variations and alternatives instead of struggling through certain moves. It really made a difference with Lena today. Very good. I'm happy to hear that. More awareness of tracking, aligning my middle finger and knuckles with mid wrist. Okay, so I'm assuming when you're doing a press is what you're talking about. You're talking about this, not like this. Probably, I'm assuming. Very good. Okay, now question. How do you determine the weekly, bi-weekly changes to our macros? Well, there's a few things, but I can't give away all my secrets. All right, so, but I'll tell you this much. I've been doing diets for people since I was 18. So it is 22 years experience, but I will tell you this, it's not as complicated as you think. Okay, so there is experience involved, but just keep this in mind. You want to make gradual changes through time. Just remember that. Make gradual, small changes through time. Okay? When you plateau. Okay? If things are working, generally speaking, if things are working, then don't make any changes. Okay? And you need to give it some time. Now, we have a 10-week challenge, and I kind of want to push some change on you guys. So I initiate change with your macros even when it's not necessarily necessary, but I will still do it just because I'm trying to initiate more change. This challenge is the rate at which I make changes through the challenge to your macros, we could easily put over 30 weeks. Easily. Okay? So, but we're not doing a 30-week challenge. We're doing a 10-week challenge. All right? So we are doing things a bit faster, and I am, for lack of better explanation, unnecessarily making changes, okay? But I'm basically just trying to force more change faster, okay? So I know it doesn't answer your question. I'm not going to fully answer your question. There's a lot more to it, and I don't want to make this video too long either, okay? And now let me get to more of what you've asked me. So this person has asked me some very detailed questions. They said, I sometimes wake up hungry or am hungry approximately 2 hours post-workout meal. This is very common. I have the same thing. I know this is normal for me from past experience and will eat smaller, frequent meals, but I'm curious, by the time my body sends me hunger signals, has my metabolic rate already been reduced or conserved? No, your metabolic rate has not been conserved. In fact, that's why you're feeling hungrier is probably because your metabolic rate has increased, okay? So listen, if you work out, you've just automatically increased your metabolic rate. Okay, your body, so for example, you cause some muscle damage in the gym, okay, by weight training. Not by doing cardio, but by weight training. Okay, unless you do some really hard cardio, okay? But let's use weight training for this case. So now your body has to recover. Your body's not going to ignore that. It has to recover. That recovery process is going to require more energy. More metabolic processes are happening. That right there is an increase in your metabolic rate. Your metabolic rate is just a reflection of what's going on in your body. Okay, so exercise is going to increase your metabolism, especially exercise that results in some sort of damage that takes place to the body. The body has to recover from that. All right, so your metabolism is like, you know, I don't know what people think metabolism is, but it's basically a bunch of processes happening in the body, you know, that are dictated by all kinds of external and some internal stimuluses, right? So no, you're definitely, your metabolism has not slowed down. In fact, you're hungry, probably because your metabolism is up. But also, your body can send you hunger signals based on, you know, various reasons, right? So, like, for example, if your body is very low in body fat, you're going to get more hunger signals. Okay, you're gonna get a lot more hunger signals on average than somebody who is overweight, in fact. Okay, so it just depends on how much your fat cells fill up with fat. Okay, we could go on and talk about this for a long time, all right? But I'm just giving you some bit of background here, all right? What kind of macros is my body using for fuel during this hunger state? I don't know. I mean, honestly, if you're feeling hungry, you know, the first fuel your body's going to go towards is it's going to look for glucose, okay? Because, listen, I shouldn't say I don't know, but let's, you know, I mean, I'm saying I don't know because I'm not in your body looking at it, but most likely it's going to look for glucose, because that's the most readily available energy in the body, and that's what's going to be floating around your bloodstream, and that's, your blood is available to basically all your cells, right? Because your cells have to be fed with oxygen or else they're going to die. Okay? Like, your cells make up tissues. Your tissues are going to die if they don't get oxygen. So they have to have blood supply. In that blood supply is, you know, the only real energy source in there, a really available energy source, is going to be glucose. So it's probably going to be glucose. All right? So if that glucose level gets low, it's probably going to try to draw glucose from your liver or your muscles. Okay, to get back in the bloodstream and feed the body, okay? Now, at some point, you know, when glucose levels get low, I mean, glucose can always be available. It can be probably found somewhere, or it can be converted. Okay, protein can be converted to glucose as well, okay, which can happen, all right? But I would say that your body's going to resort to, like, burning fat stores and protein when your glucose stores are getting very, very low, okay? So that includes your glycogen stores, which is the sugar that's in your muscles and your liver. All right, so you say you hope it's not protein that it's burning through. Listen, if your calories are high enough, if you're getting enough of the other calories, your carbohydrates and fats, like I've mentioned before, your body will not burn through protein. Just remember that, okay? All right, listen, I'm already at 8 minutes here. There's a lot more I can say about this, all right? So maybe I can break this down a little bit more and we can go through this in more detail. But here are 5 daily reminders that I want you to keep in your mind. 5 daily reminders. These are really, really important. So listen up. I want you to remind yourself that, and of course, this is like you're talking to yourself, okay? I am amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality. And I am prepared to succeed. All right? So, you can repeat this to yourself. I am amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality. And I am prepared to succeed. Now, these might sound a little bit trite, but, you know, these have a positive impact. Even just saying these things to yourself, even if you don't believe them, they have at least a somewhat of an impact, if not a large impact. All right? So, but the reality is this is all very true. Okay, this is all very true, whether you believe it or not, because these things that you're telling yourself are just choice. Like, if you believe that you're going to be amazing at something, then the chances of you being more amazing at it will be that much greater if you believe it, right? You know, just like positivity is a choice. Like, you know, you can choose to have a positive perspective or not, right? Like this glass. I mean, how full of water is this glass? Well, it's not very full, but there's still water in it. Right? No, there's less. All right. And, oh, geez, I didn't even get to my food of the day. All right, listen, 10 minutes, you guys. I'm gonna leave it here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna touch base on this a little bit more tomorrow, these questions, okay? So listen, you got to submit. You gotta commit and you gotta submit. You gotta submit and you gotta commit. All right, you gotta fulfill all your pillars, right? 3, I'm gonna say it again. 3 cardio sessions. Oh, I gotta go through that, by the way, because somebody asked me a question about that. I really want to address that. 3 cardio sessions per week. 3 weight training sessions per week, and of course your macros. Hammer out those macros. Protein at every single meal, but try to fulfill all your macros. But remember, because I know that all of you, your protein is low in your diet before you started this challenge, make that the foundation of each of your meals, okay? All right, you guys, way too long. I'll get better at this, I promise. All right, we'll talk to you guys all soon tomorrow. See you.